on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special show today. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones, and today we got one of my favorite guests back in the building. It's been a while. I mean, to run this guy down, I guess he's been running around bunker busting. God knows what he's been doing, but we'll catch up with him here, see what he's on. Go ahead, special guest. Introduce yourself, man.
What's going on, guys? It's Jay with SPK Lifestyle, formerly SPK Fitness and Life, formerly SPK Fitness. Don't worry about the name. It's just Jay. Finally able to get an interview with Solo. We've been communicating literally like probably 4 or 5 months, just back and forth when it can happen. But I'm finally, in a place where I can make it happen. So hope to bring a great interview for you guys. So stay tuned.
I bet. Shout out to Jay. Jay, you have come a long way, bro, in regards to your weight loss journey. Let me show the people where you were at about 2 years ago, just so they know that is real. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy because, boom. Can you see that, Jay? This is crazy.
No, yeah, I can. Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Jay, let's talk about this. How did you get to 350 pounds? How did you get to this state in 2017? Can you talk about that? How you got this big?
Well, yeah, that's not even my biggest. My biggest was 434. Okay. But like I was saying in one of my videos, you would never catch me dead at that weight. Like I just avoided the cameras. I avoided sunlight. I was just avoided people. So at that picture, I was already losing. But the most simplest answer is how I got up to 350 pounds was because PlayStation and Domino's. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, meaning that I overate and I was lazy. Not saying if you play PlayStation, you're lazy. Not saying if you eat Domino's, you overeat. But a combination of those two are very deadly when all you do is sit on the couch all day. And Fortnite wasn't out like then. So I was playing Call of Duty, and that's how it happened.
Now,
a lot of eating, overeating, no exercise, laziness.
Okay, and so laziness. Now, Jay, was because I don't, need to be personal, because I know when I put on the weight a couple of years ago, I became depressed because I lost a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I put on like 30 pounds in 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just being lazy, eating and drinking a lot. Were you also depressed? Did you get out of a relationship? Was there something that contributed to besides the video games and the laziness? Or no?
Yeah, so I would say the video games and laziness were just conduits to obesity. The underlying factor was depression, because no one who's happy would eat themselves into oblivion like that. Like when you're happy and you eat until you're full. You don't binge eat every single day. You don't stuff your face every single day. So I was definitely depressed, and it was because of a relationship, which is so funny because that was when I was like ultra blue pill. Like the only color I knew was blue. The only color on the color spectrum I know is just blue. And so I was very upset with that relationship, which actually was a marriage. It wasn't even just a relationship. It was a marriage, which ultimately led me down my long journey.
So hold up, Jay. So you were married?
Yeah, I was married. I talked about that on my Patreon, so okay. I figured I might as well go ahead and talk about it now. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it was before, but
did you guys divorce or separate?
Yeah. We divorced amicably on paper, but not so amicably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk to they have a term, right, Jay, that they call it Black Chad or Tyrone. Now, you would fit the Tyrone stereotype or moniker now. How did you get to the point where the Black Chad moniker, right?
Yeah, I'll take Chad.
Okay.
Tyrone is a no good hoodlum walking around with his pants sagging. Pop. Yeah, I don't want to be Tyrone. I lived around a bunch of Tyrones. I know a lot of Tyrones. I'm not Tyrone, but I know what you mean, though. And so you're asking how was how did I
Like,
come
how
up?
did you get to the point where you are now, where you look at you? I mean, bro, you look completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, muscles is popping out. You look like a bodybuilder now. Like, how did you get to that point? And before we could answer the question, let me shout out Scream for donating. Thank you, Scream, one of my moderators, holding me down. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, shout out Scream, because he always in the comments too. So shout out Scream.
Yeah, shout out Scream. He said, this dude Jay about to knock somebody out. Yeah, Jay looked like he's about to do some MMA or something these days. But how did you get to that point now where you put the chips, the Doritos, and the video games down, and you picked up the weights?
Yeah. So right, that picture right there is funny because that picture actually led me to make a video called Natty or Not, explaining why I'm natural, all these reasons. So that's just
I think some people were skeptical if you were natural, because even myself, because you were gone for 2 or 3 months, and all of a sudden you come back looking like this, and I'm like, yo, brah, I mean, how many steroids did you shoot up in your butt, you know, and whatnot? And I'm not being a hater, I'm just
no,
you know.
No, because so I'm kind of in a lot of communities, and bodybuilding is one of them. And it's this saying that's called, you're supposed to say eat clean and train hard, but it's actually eat clean, like clenbuterol, and trend, like trenbolone, trend hard. So that's kind of a joke that they'll make, but that's just me with the pump. That's it. Like, I don't look like that right now. I look normal. If I flex, it's no vascularity. So that's just me with the pump. But that was me, like, kind of at my peak right now. And how I got to that was literally, if you go back and look at some of my first videos, I've always been hitting weights. November of 2016 is when I started my fat loss journey. And that's when I've been hitting the weights and hitting cardio ever since. The only element that was missing was my diet. And this is why a lot of dudes just can't lose the weight. They'll be big and strong and fat, but they will never be able to see their muscle because their diet will always be off.
I mean, Jay, you see this right here. I mean, this was you about 3 months ago, and you didn't have that type of muscle then. And so,
no, I had the muscle. That's literally like 280. That's probably 280 right there.
Okay, so you did have the muscle then in January, but you never showed it off like now. So now, and I mean, obviously, I've noticed now the confidence is there, the swagger is there, and the bunker bustering must be there too. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that, Jay. How has the reaction now changed from being a fatty? Let's just
fatty.
To now being a black Chad. Have the ladies, are they now giving you stares when you go out? Because I know you used to be a bouncer. Do you still do that? I don't know if you still do that or not. But do the ladies give you stares now when you go out? Are you getting more matches on Tinder or Bumble? Can you talk about some of like the change? Because everybody wants to hear about the bunker bustering, right?
That's all the dudes care about.
That's all. Let's keep it real. So
I can talk about
because you were basically incel status, right? From
at the early beginning,
right. I'm not saying you are an incel, but I'm just saying, like, when you were 430 pounds, you were incel status.
Oh, probably, yeah. If I'm honest, probably, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you went from a guy who was basically incel status, eating Doritos, wiping his butt with the sweaty grease on his palms while playing Fortnite or PS4, to now you just diesel. Like, talk about the changes that has happened with the ladies that you've noticed.
Yeah. So, and this is why I made that video about dating and life coaches who don't mention self-improvement, because as I was talking to you earlier, if a lot of the incels, like, if you're fat, before you write yourself off as an incel, just get lean, just to see, like, let's just see what happens. Like, man, I'm 150 pounds overweight. None of the girls want me. I'm an incel. No, not quite. Try losing weight first. Try getting in shape, and then see what happens. I guarantee you'll get more choosing signals. So for me, and I'm not tall, right? I'm 5'9.5". So let's get the height thing out the way. But for me, I sometimes wonder, is it the fact that I lost the weight, or the fact that me losing gave me more confidence? because I had chicks checking for me when I was still 300 pounds, but I wasn't like confident in myself as I am now, and as I will be when I reach my goal of like 220. So for me now that I've kind of trained in like my Under Armour, my little compression shirt, I always wore my shirt under it, but now I just took the overshirt off and I just train in that because it gives me more motivation when I see like when I'm doing pec flies and I can like see my chest moving, or when I'm doing anything. That gives me more motivation. But the craziest thing are the stairs. It's not it's not like chicks are going to be coming up like you're some Greek guy, like, oh Big Daddy.
He's an old Big Daddy.
Yeah, it's not any of that. It's just like the choosing signals go through the roof, because if you know what to look for, if you know what a choosing signal is, you will notice it, and it's through the roof now. And it's crazy because now, like, no offense, it's even more white women, which throws me off because white women have never been attracted to me, like, ever. In fact, I've always got like a reaction as if they thought I was going to like take their purse or something, which is like, I'm the complete opposite of that. But now it's like staring hard. Like, I'll be in the mirror, like doing, shoulder shrugs or something, or even a leg day. I'll be doing a hack squat and I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, it's just like, it's crazy. And then in public too, it's just different. And again, I'm not even as lean as I'm going to be. I'm still probably like 22% body fat. Okay. So I know when I get down to like 10% with 9-10, which is my goal, it's going to be.
You want to get those abs poking out then, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have I'm probably going to have some loose skin just coming from 400 something pounds. But like when I get, because now I got like the top and middle abs. The bottom abs is the hardest part. I still got a lot of fat to lose. So when I get there, that's what I was saying in one of my videos. I said, if you can get the physical appearance right and the charisma, it's game over. I mean, that's it. So yeah, it's been different. Everything's different.
Dope. Let me, Jay, read some of the super chats real quick. And like I said, I always enjoy having Jay on. Shout out to Trojan Magician, one of my moderators holding me down. Shout out to him. He says, take him to Minneapolis solo. He'll clean up good-ish. Yeah, hey, Jay, bruh, listen, I know you're not really one of those guys who likes Becky's, but if you want to come to Minneapolis, bruh, you're going to be mandingoing left and right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay.
Man, you getting big out there. I know you need security, bro. Just hit me up.
Hey, man, we can talk about it. Yeah. We can talk about it. Another comment is by shout out to Doug. Shout out to Doug, man.
Support. Oh, Doug. What's up, Doug?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now, one of the topics, Jay, is this whole incel, right? Topic of and also a shout out to Zach Hangman. That's my boy too. I see him in the chat. Phenomenal YouTuber. Shout out to you, Zach. One of the recent conversations has now, been the hypergamy that has kind of gone into overdrive on YouTube. This whole alpha versus beta, the whole Pookie versus Ray Ray, and now it's coming to kind of like a boiling point. Like, and it seems to just be like you have certain content creators making multiple videos. Certain content creators are going back and forth with other guys. You got certain content creators making 8-hour live streams about it.
Shoot. I missed all that.
Yeah. I mean, what's your take on this whole, like, I'm pretty sure, I know, Jay, you've taken a break from YouTube, but I'm pretty sure you've seen some of the titles here and there, or even watched some of the videos. What is your take on this whole Pookie and Ray Ray debate from what you have seen, or some of the talking points?
Yeah, well, I'm going to get to that. Let me first say, I'm like, when I kind of left is when I started seeing a lot of, I'm not calling any names in this video, so you don't know about that. But when I left is when I started seeing a lot of like the beef flare up, and it disappointed me because I was realizing that I'm a guy, everybody like knows me, who knows me. I always show love in comments. I never hate. I never be talking about people behind their back. You have YouTubers, like you'll have YouTubers like you and me do a live stream, and then after the live stream, I'll go and talk about you behind your back to another YouTuber. You have guys who literally do that. So I'm saying, like, that's not me. So when I started seeing that, it was disappointing me, especially in the dating coach realm. because it was like, dang, a lot of the dating coaches I like. I
Mhm.
rock with them. I think they're cool, but they was all beefing with each other. So I'm like, dang, all right, let me just back off. So that disappointed me. And then coming back to it, it seems like it's some new players that's on the rise, which I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Because, I like to see new people want to come up. But that was just, disappointing that everybody can't have their opinion in peace. But as far as the Pookie and Ray Ray thing, man, it's like Nas said, the beef in the hood at the never end. Pookies and Ray Rays gonna always be there. That's just what it is. Like, accept it and understand that if Pookie and Ray Ray is your competition, you got a problem. I don't compete with Pookie and Ray Ray, not at all. If anything, if I have to compare myself to someone to compete against, it's a Chad or it's a Bradley or some dude that's actually doing something with his life. I'm not competing against dudes on the corner slinging nickel bags on the corner yelling, "Got that girl, girl." I'm not competing with them guys.
Oh, Jay said nickel bags.
Yeah.
I find it interesting because with this whole Pookie and Ray Ray debate, I think there's two things that get lost in the South, right? Number one is most these Pookie and Ray Rays, because the whole argument, Jay, is that black women gravitate to these men, right? Even the educated black women gravitate to these Pookie and Ray Rays and Thuggos. And so it doesn't matter where other races of women, the quality women will go to the quality men. But do you believe that?
I have, let me be fair, I've seen my fair share of educated black women with the Pookie and the Ray Rays. And when I see that, that lets me know that all the education in the world won't help them make smart decisions. So if I see you, if you're some woman, I say you went to Spelman. Oh, I went to Spelman, I got my master's in this and that. What's the classic master's degree now? Social work. I got my MSW. Congratulations, that's a good thing. You did all that work to go mess with a guy who's gonna live on you, live under you, not contribute, smoke weed every day, play PlayStation, and the only thing he gives you is the yeah. Then like you're not that smart up there.
That's the bunker buster, bro.
That goes to show how real hypergamy is. Red pill dudes ain't lying. What else other than being select or being an alpha or being perceived by that specific woman as that? What other reason other than primal sexual desire would make her want to be with that guy? What other reason? It has to be that. That's why it's so important to self-improve and work on yourself.
But
go ahead.
Here's my thing, Jay, and you bring up a good issue, but here's my thing, and I don't disagree with what you say at all, but my thing is this: if a woman wants to be with that type of man, in my opinion, she's trash. I don't care what race she is, whether, because you have white women that like thugs and bad boys, right?
Oh yeah.
You have Hispanic women that like thugs and bad boys as well. But what I'm saying is, it goes back to an earlier point that you made. You're not competing with the Pookies and Ray Rays, like you mentioned earlier. Why? Because you're in a different realm. So what I'm saying is this: the realm of women that I'm choosing wouldn't deal with that type of dude. Maybe they have in the past and they realized it wasn't for them, but I'm not trying to compete with Pookie and Ray Ray for the same broad. Because number one, the same broad isn't even in my vicinity. And number two, if a woman is in that looking for that type of guy, it's just typically we're not going to match. Because according to a lot of these women, I'm a square, but I'm a fly ass square. You know what I'm saying?
You're a square with bands, though.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you know what I'm saying? We go to art galleries, we go to art museums, we travel, we do different stuff, we do fly things. You know what I'm saying?
And see, low level broads, their mindset ain't on that level. If you like, oh, let's go to an art gallery, what's that? They gonna have food there? Like it doesn't register. You gotta date high quality. You just got to.
Right. But I think that a lot of guys, what it is you got the educated lames, as they call them, or the black incels as well. They want to smash Keisha with the big booty, the Instagram girl. They want that girl. They lust for her.
Mm-hmm. Then let me say this: if you want Keisha, which is why I don't know, but if you're educated lane, you made something of yourself, you're successful, and you want big booty Keisha, you have to be what big booty Keisha is attracted to. So if that's what you really want, then you might have to be a Pookie or a Ray Ray. But here's your problem: when you try to be a fake Pookie and a fake Ray Ray, the real Pookie Ray Ray gonna test you. So you go out on the street thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be tough, I'm gonna be hard. If you're not about that life, don't be about that life. That's why me coming from Baltimore, I lived in the hood. I never claimed the hood. I never claimed gangs because I know people that's really been murked, that's really been killed, like let off on, because they were around that violence. So I would never play with something like that. So if you think that I want hood Keisha that bad, then be Pookie, be Ray Ray, but you gotta suffer the consequences that comes with it.
You know what? One thing I would say, Jay, is you don't even have to be a Pookie or Ray Ray. You just gotta look like one, even like you know.
Yeah,
you
true.
feel me?
True.
And you can smash, but one thing people realize is when you know, because when you smash certain chicks, right? Like I went through a phase where I wanted to smash sorority white girls. You know, white girls that go to college that got the sorority look with the big butts and small waist.
Yeah.
And once you smash a couple of them, there ain't nothing different between smashing a white chick with a big ass than a black chick with a big ass.
It's just that you just wanted to conquer something different. That was all. It wasn't. That was it. Just the phase.
The only difference is one girl might get a little wetter than the other, but coochie's coochie. Black or white, it's the same. It's the same.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now, Jay, how do you stay motivated like in that? Because for me personally, I was doing very well with working out until about the end of January, and then the polar vortex came, right? You remember the really cold, and then I got sick. I got really, really sick.
Yeah.
And so I got sick for like 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Came back, got sick again in March because I went to California, right, to enjoy my birthday. And people got to understand, when I was in California, the weather in Cali was 70 degrees.
Yes, it's beautiful. I love Cali.
Yeah, I was in San Diego. I was, doing my thing.
Too. Yeah.
You feel me? And then I come back to Minneapolis, and then the weather was -50. So that's 120 degree swing, and my immune system went to shit. And so since March, I mean, like I'm slowly picking back up, but I've lost a lot of stamina and a lot of strength in the last 2 or 3 months because of being sick. What would you say in a situation like that to get back, but not overdo it so I don't burn myself out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so injury and sickness is the biggest two things that can stop you from your fitness goal, no matter how much motivation you have. That's why I always live safe. I live effective. I leave my ego at the door. I'm not going in the gym trying to bench 405 every time. I'm not going in the gym trying to squat 405 every time. You want to do that? Have at it. Not me. I do what it takes to break the muscle fiber down and build it back. But the sickness, that's the part you got to be careful about, because see, understand the general adaptation principle or general adaptation syndrome. Weightlifting, exercise is stress. Now, it's supposed to be a good stress, but it's still stress. If you don't recover, which is what I mentioned in my Natty or Not video, you will not make gains. You will be sick. This is what happens to a lot of people who never exercised before, and then they start going crazy hard. And they notice that they get sick crazy because their immune system is taking a huge beating. So you got to get enough sleep. That's number one. Number two, you got to fuel your body with the right food. What's the point of killing it in the gym just to be going, not trying to bang on any companies, but just to be going to KFC or just be going to Popeyes, getting greasy, saturated fat, eating buttermilk biscuits, going to churches, all this nonsense. When you can cook at home, save money, prep your meals, and track your calories. That's the smartest thing to do. That's the component guys are missing, the nutrition. But you got to recover. So your immune system will be hurt severely if you just jump into an exercise program and don't let your body recover. It's the general adaptation principle that you just have to get over those first few alarm stages, and then you can get into the stages of just, you know, breaking down, rebuilding, breaking down, rebuilding. So that's what I recommend. Make sure you get enough sleep first.
Mm. I mean, looking at this, Jay, you know, you a highly motivated individual,
Yeah.
obviously, clearly. Do you do any meditation, bro? Or no?
No, I
Okay.
don't have time. My little Fitbit has something where you can meditate for like 10 minutes, but I meditate in my sleep, in my dreams. I meditate about these gains I'm trying to make. That's it. But don't let me not meditation, because it is good. Because this one chick I just cut off like a week ago, she was very into meditation a lot. So she kind of made me consider trying it, because she said it helped her out a lot. So I don't knock it.
Okay. Now it seems like, Jay, in the last couple months, you broke that plateau, right? And
Mm-hmm.
finally hit your stride. And what would you recommend for breaking plateaus? Because you said that you switched up your routine. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I was, if you can just kind of look at my videos, I was stuck at like 275 in January, like 275 for like the long, no, 280. I was thinking like 280 for the longest time. It was crazy. I was killing my weight, killing it, but I wasn't losing any weight. So the two biggest things I changed was like, okay, I got to get tighter on my diet. That was it. And I knew it. I knew I was eating good, but not good enough. The more weight you lose, your basal metabolic rate drops, which means you have less calories that you can eat each day. That's
Mm-hmm.
just what comes with losing weight. That's why 600-pound life people, they can eat 5,000 calories a day and lose weight sitting still, because they have a huge basal metabolic rate. But for us, my BMR right now is probably like 2100. I only get 2,100 calories a day. That's not including my activity. That when you factor that in, it's probably up to like 20. It's probably like 3,000. But I still say I only eat 2,100 calories a day, and any extra exercise I do, that's just more extra calories gone. So it was my diet. Then I started fasted cardio. Why fasted cardio? 1 hour fasted cardio every morning. So without getting too in depth, because guys, they don't care about this. They tune out unless you're talking about some female. So let me make that quick. But why fasted cardio? Because when you have insulin in your system through glucose, which comes from eating carbohydrates, insulin is a fat storage hormone. You cannot burn fat with insulin in your bloodstream. So when you have fasted, you have no insulin in your bloodstream. Therefore, you hope to use most of uh, your storage your energy system, which is going to be carbohydrates first,
Mm-hmm.
then fats, then amino acids or muscle if it gets to that point. But you hope to use all your glucose first, and then you start to use more fat calories as energy. That's why I do fasted cardio, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So if I ate low carbs last night, then I'll wake up and do fasted cardio. I have even less glucose in my body.
Now, when
So
you say
maybe
fasted cardio, are you doing interval running on the treadmill? Are you doing elliptical machine? What are you doing exactly?
I like the arc trainer, but fasted cardio can be any kind of cardio, and it doesn't have to be HIIT. It can be steady state. If you want to do fasted HIIT, you're a champion. But I just do steady state cardio, which is
Mm-hmm.
fasted, which is an hour on the arc trainer
Like you
and
said, an hour.
an hour.
I
Yep.
got to step it up then from 35, 45. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
Shoot for 30, and then start shooting for 45, and then you'll hit an hour. And the thing is, my heart rate is during an hour, it doesn't get higher than 150.
Really?
Like I ain't on there doing 180 beats per minute an hour. I'll be dead. I just
Okay.
keep it slow and steady and I cruise, but I
And
get
you're
enough to
still
get my
losing
heart rate
weight
up.
doing that.
Hmm?
You're still losing weight doing that with the heart rate not super duper high.
Yeah, because it's about calories. Heart rate is just for my aerobic threshold. If
Right.
I because I want to because what guys don't know, when you get that cardio up, you get that stamina up, that bunker buster and goes in the Kaioken times 10. They don't know that. You got to do the cardio too. You can't just go in the gym and lift weights. Get the
Exactly.
cardio up.
Yeah, get that cardio up, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, well, what good is it just lifting the weights
Yeah.
And the bunker buster session is only 60 seconds.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Shorty's gonna look at you like, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I now Jay, you wanted to talk about something else, didn't you? Was there another topic?
I think we were just, other than about incels being, if you're a fat incel, then you need to try not being fat first before you declare yourself an incel. But that's pretty much it. I'm pretty simple on my channel. I don't dive in all these crazy
I think that what it is a lot of incels are not motivated like that, you know?
I noticed. And this one guy, I'm not going to call his name because I feel bad for him, but it's just like, he made a video and I'm like, bro, you got bigger. He's on the West Coast, so I think y'all can figure out who I'm talking about. But I'm like, bro, you got even bigger. I made a response video to him almost a year ago when I was still like almost 300 pounds.
I think I know who you're talking about. Did you make response videos to dating coaches?
Yes, he does.
And he's Excel? Yeah. Yes. I think I know who you're talking about. And he does videos playing video games?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know. I ain't going to mention his name. I ain't going to put him on. I know who you're talking about.
All right, exactly. And there's no hate. But I'm just like, my God, have you even tried? And it's like you say, it's a motivation thing. And that's why I tell people and clients I work with, I say, I don't care what your motivation is. I don't care if your motivation is that I want to get back at my ex. I want to look good so I can bang the whole high school. I don't care what your motivation is. I care that you're motivated, because if you're motivated, you're going to do it. Working with unmotivated people is the reason why I will never be a full-time personal trainer. If my job is to train you and motivate you, it's too much. It's too much. So I would rather just already you have the motivation and then come to me for the education. That's what I prefer. But incels aren't motivated. And I don't know why. It's just, you complain about, that's like me complaining, man, I got laid off. I don't have any money. But I don't look for a job. Oh, I'm so broke. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. I don't know.
I think, everybody's different, man. You got to get to that point where you want to see change instead of crying and complaining. But it's really, if you think about it, losing weight or getting in shape is faster than making $100,000 a year or making an X amount of money or becoming a famous person in your hood. You can change your physique in as little as 3 months. I'm not saying for most people it will be 3 months, but I'm saying in as little as 3 months, you can realistically change your physique. Although for the average person, it might take about a year or two, right?
Yeah, it might take a good year, but in that time, work on yourself. Like maybe you need to take a year off of women, which I know some guys they can't take a day or a week off. But here's the thing: I'm glad you brought that up, because you said it would take longer to make a lot of money, get a promotion, all that stuff. Even if you get all that stuff, you're still trying to go about getting women the non-select way. Why? It's not going to work. They're not going to want you for you. As Ron Wells says, I call somebody's name out. Sorry about that. But as Ron Wells says, the bunker bustering is only going to be pedestrian. It's not going to. It's not going to be that, like he says, with the trench coat on. I made this plate for you, baby. It's not going to be like that.
Women get turned on too by visual. That's what you're saying. You know what I mean? The coochie gets wet too by how you turn on physically. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to lead with your wallet? You're just gonna come off of a straight beta. This is why they hate the Pookie and the Ray Rays, because the Pookie and the Ray Rays don't got half of what they got, but they get the chicks. Why?
Because they know how to make the coochie wet.
Yep, exactly, and that's all
why
it is to it. Guys don't want to accept that.
Yeah, and it's funny that we give women shit for that, right? But if I went in the chat right now,
That's their nature,
right? If I told guys in the chat right now, hey guys, you know what? If you guys want women that are marriage material and nice girls, just go for fat bitches. If I said that straight up, a lot of these guys would call me a simp, and they wouldn't do it. You can't negotiate who you're attracted to. And as a man, even men, we can't do that. And women definitely can't do that. And for somebody who doesn't get it, they're not red pill. Like, that's one of the first things you learn about being red pill.
Yep.
Attraction cannot be negotiated. Desire cannot be negotiated. It's like me telling you guys in the chat, all y'all go get you the fattest chick right now that you can. She will treat you good. She will make you Aunt Jemima pancakes. She will do everything. But at the end of the day, you guys would know deep in your hearts you would not be attracted to that woman.
Mm-hmm. And then it's so funny because I want to say it before I lose my train of thought. But oh yeah, I'll keep it a bit honest. Towards the end of my marriage, I could tell that the desire in my ex's eyes, it wasn't there anymore. Not only for other reasons, but physically, I was literally starting to gain weight towards the end. And you can just tell. And if you're a guy and you're honest with yourself, you can tell when the chick you've been with is not attracted to you anymore. Maybe she'll still do the same stuff she used to do. Maybe she'll still, you know, say, "Oh, I love you, baby." You can just tell, and you got to be honest with yourself. A lot of guys don't want to be honest with yourself, and physical attraction is a huge part. That's why when people say looks don't matter, I just laugh and I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I'm saying so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We got Jay SPK Fitness in the building. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got some questions, the title of the stream is called "From Dud to Stud: How I Turned into a Black Chad." And I mean, Jay, man, we still got more from you. I mean, what can the people expect from you in the future, man?
Well, what I want to do once my real life situation gets to where I want it to be, now my YouTube life, I definitely want to like just literally travel more. Like I want to go meet some of the actual YouTubers that I got to meet or I got to see, and maybe fly to Minneapolis, meet you. I ain't going to Africa to meet O'Shea, that's dead. But you know, if he ever comes back to Cali, maybe go. I want to meet different people. I'm supposed to be having an interview with Rom soon. We're in like the same state, and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do because, you know, I'm like, if we're in the same place, why not just meet up, have an interview or something like that? I'm gonna be filming more workout blogs and stuff like that, that people want to see, and I want to make more topics that men can appeal to, but I got to be careful, right? Because some guys, they don't care. Like I was shocked when I saw you and Black Ram show their face because these guys have been watching for years, and I'm like, I like that Black Ram. I'm like, who is that guy? I'm like, oh shoot, that's Black Ram. I never seen these guys before, right? I've always shown my face, so I was shocked when I started seeing that. So like that just gives me more encouragement to be like, I want to talk about some of the same stuff, but I got to be careful because how I run my Instagram is a lot different than my YouTube. I kind of got to be PC on my Instagram because how I want it to run, I don't want, you know, people to be offended and stuff like that. So I just keep it all about fitness. But for YouTube, I do want to have more red pill topics. But again, I'm very conscious of people who watch. And I want people to, you know, my reputation to be, oh, I hate women, or I'm this, or I'm that. So I kind of care about stuff like that. Some guys don't. They don't care. So it just depends.
Yeah, you know, people say I'm afraid. Like, I'll show my face. I don't give a fuck. People clown me, this and that. I really don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the focus isn't on me. I want people to focus on the content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why I stopped showing my face, but I still show it here and there because at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I want people to focus on the content and the information. And shout out to Dorian Nance, man. Appreciate you, brother. He said, I just left the gym. Keep the content coming. Solo and SPK. Thank you, sir. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. Yeah, you guys make sure y'all sign up, subscribe to Jay's YouTube channel as well as Patreon. This brother, man, you know, he's got some great topics. And, you know, Jay, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, you are one of the few YouTubers that actually, like, you have shown your growth in these several months, and you're very highly motivated. And I hope that rubs off on other, like, it rubs off on me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact is, I see guys like you in the gym, guys like Stefan, Clint Scales, and King Richard. And, like,
I was just talking to Steph on Instagram. I told him when I took my break from YouTube, I didn't know what he was making. Then I came back, and this guy's blowing up. I'm like, man, you're taking off, and I'm watching his content catching up. He's gonna be big because he tells good stories. He's very passionate, which people's like. He's to the point, and he's already got like his little saying, like she wanna bust. Like I'm like, that's hilarious. So I can tell like he's someone that got a lot of potential. So yeah, he be in the gym. That's another guy I want to get together with and like work out with one day. So that's what I hope to do more. Like maybe make vlogs, traveling, actually getting to meet other content creators, not just sit in a room all day and just be weird. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, no doubt. No, shout out to Stefan. It's funny because I've been telling Stefan for over a year, man, you need to start a channel. Start a channel. Start a channel. Yeah. And he wasn't listening to me, I guess, until now. And it's funny, now we do some collaboration. We did the YouTube thing, and we did a video, me and him, yesterday about a situation with an NFL player crying over his ex. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Stefan. But yo, it's motivating. You new YouTubers, you've been doing your thing for about a little bit over a year now. But Stefan and C Boogie, these new guys are really coming in.
Yeah.
And one thing I like is they're about self-improvement.
Yes.
That's it. I mean, all this crying and about these women crying, that shit is for the birds, man. Like, what are you gonna do to change your situation, bro? Like, at the end of the day, niggas just want to cry and moan. But what are you gonna do to change? Like, what are you gonna do to get the type of females that you really want?
Exactly.
What you gonna do about it? That's the mindset. I come from a military family, so it's all about solutions. So what are you gonna do to come to a point where you're gonna win?
And I noticed that the YouTubers who talk the most about self-improvement, not just physically, but mentally, financially, not drowning in debt, they seem to do the best. The YouTubers who just always whine and never offer solutions, and who always is just like, oh, these women, they always screwing us over. They seem to be the ones who they don't grow much, because it's like, okay, you get other people, you get other guys who just want to whine. But some guys are like, I'm tired of whining. Tell me what I gotta do to change. Then they start to find the people who like if you find me, yeah, we can have our little pity parties of when we were both fat. But hey, man, tell me what I gotta do to change. I don't want to be fat no more. You came to the right place. That's how I am.
Yeah, and I think it's that time, because you're a perfect example. If a lot of men are honest with themselves, do they look like this? Or which guy would they rather want to be? Do they want to be the guy on the left, in the red shirt, or the guy on the right? And which guy do they look closer to? And if a lot of guys were honest with themselves, and if you're truly red pill, then you realize that turning women on is not that hard. I mean, these women are giving pussy out like candy. You just gotta look the type of way they want, and I mean, turn into a black Chad, or turn into a white Chad, or into an Asian Lee. You know what I'm saying? And just get it popping.
And what's funny is the guy in the red shirt.
Best improve for yourself, not for these women. Exactly, that's what we're saying. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of these dudes that are the most miserable are mentally either depressed, or misery loves company, right, Jay?
And here's the thing: improve for yourself, not for women. Yeah, dudes say that all the time, but let's be honest. And I'm glad I'm a kind of piggyback what MS said one day. He said if all the women on the earth disappeared, would dudes be hitting the gym as hard, killing as hard? No, they wouldn't. So let's not lie and say that women don't have something to do with it, because they obviously do. Now, how big they have to do with it, that depends upon you. For me, it's probably 35-40% if I just had to give a percentage. But ultimately, like right now, I can get chicks. Like, that's not a problem. But I want to get even leaner, just so I can say to myself, dang, I actually made it to 9-10% body fat. That's for my own self. Right now, I'm lean enough. I'm good enough. I just went to the casino yesterday. Like, I know what I can do out in the field, but I'm still going because I have my own personal goals. So for the dudes who be like, improve for yourself, I mean, obviously, right? Because you want to be healthy and live long. But at the same time, don't act like, if you want to be healthy and live long, just eat right and do cardio. Don't act like you ain't doing bench press and doing pull-ups so you can get your chest and biceps big to go on the beach and get chicks. Like, let's be honest. Let's keep it 100.
Well, listen, Jay, I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
Doing this interview. I know you got a little date tonight, brother. Make sure you rubber up if you're gonna be doing something. You know what I mean? Some of that.
No, I'm a wholesome man. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, brother. All right, man. Listen, I'm saying, y'all make sure y'all follow Jay on Instagram at king.SPK. You know what I'm saying? Also follow Jay on his YouTube channel. The moderators have posted the links throughout. Jay, any final words, man, before we dip out?
Man, I know it's guys who were literally where I was November 2016. You got a long way to go. I talk to guys every day who are still 300 plus pounds. You just got to stay consistent. Because trust me, when I first stepped on that scale, I could have easily said, you know what, this is too much. You have to find your motivation, find your fire, understand you're going to slip up. You're going to have days where, you be sitting on the couch and you just start hearing a ring and there's nothing ringing, but you look at your phone and the Domino's app is open. And it's like, how did this app get open? You're going to just have days where it's just like, it doesn't make sense.
Wait, doesn't the app just open up?
By itself, just out of nowhere. So you're going to have days like that, but you just got to keep fighting through. Understand that you don't want to keep putting it off because time doesn't wait. So if you say, oh man, I start, I stop, just keep going, because in a year from now, you don't want to be exactly where you are. Ain't no progress. Even small progress is progress. So you have to keep going. That's my biggest message. No matter how much you got to lose, just keep going. Just keep pushing it. Find your motivation, whatever it takes. Use that as a fire. And trust me, you'll be good to go.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, special edition of Solo TV. I appreciate you, Jay, for coming on. Yeah. And yo, man, we out, man. I shouldn't have eaten all that Easter ham and
all right.
Pie, man. I feel guilty now, man. Let me take that picture down from Instagram, bro.
All right.